What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another video on high altitude investing. In today's video, we are going to be running over Bitcoin analysis in the big picture, as well as running over some of my favorite altcoins and some of the best setups that I am seeing in this market. You guys, I could not be more excited to be sitting in front of this computer right now doing this video for you guys. When markets move like this, you have to get excited. You cannot let the market destroy you. This is a time of opportunity, not a time of fear. You guys, there's going to be a lot of awesome stuff covered in today's video. Make sure you stay clear till the very end of it. Also, if you're not a subscriber to my channel, I really do appreciate everybody that subscribes to my channel. And also click the Discord link in the description below for a chance to win free 1-year VIP. I have already given away 1-year VIP once this week. I'd love to give it away to another person. All you got to do is send me one of your favorite altcoins in a direct message on Discord. The link is in the description. One of your favorite altcoins. If that altcoin looks really bullish to me, I will go ahead and say, you know what, you're a winner. Thank you for sharing that with me. I might even buy some myself, and then you can get right inside of the VIP where I'm doing regular updates on these markets and sharing my views on Bitcoin. You guys, there's going to be a lot of awesome stuff covered in this video, as I said before. So again, please stay till the very end. You're going to learn a lot. Without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. So starting off with Bitcoin here, you guys, we are testing on the 15-day Ichimoku cloud support. For those of you who do not know, the higher the time frame, the more effective your indicator is. So as we're zoomed clear out in the 15-day time frame here, this indicator becomes more and more powerful. The way that the Ichimoku cloud works is it works as a support and resistance indicator. You can see that the last time we tested the 15-day Ichimoku cloud support was actually our perfect bottom in December of 2018 when Bitcoin was worth $3,000 per coin. We then rallied up to this, and it was resistance in all of this area. You can see the Ichimoku acted as resistance, which led us to the coronavirus panic right here, where a lot of people panic sold again. But then we broke through the Ichimoku cloud and rallied all the way up here, all the way up to 69,000 basically per coin. And now we're coming back onto the Ichimoku cloud. So we have not tested the Ichimoku cloud on the 15-day candlesticks as support since December of 2018 when Bitcoin was worth 3K. So this is not something you want to overlook. This is a very, very important test of Ichimoku cloud support. But it's not the only thing that I'm looking at here, you guys. The Ichimoku cloud is a very useful indicator. But if we drop down into the 5-day, for example, and we zoom out here, and let's go ahead and do a little bit of Elliott wave analysis. We have a few different patterns, okay? In the big picture, I've been talking a lot about how Bitcoin is in an Elliott wave 4 wave. If you're new to Elliott waves, basically there's always 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 waves up in every single market cycle before you get an A, B, and C wave correction. So the market starts buying. Not a lot of people buy wave 1 or wave 2, obviously. The majority of the market buys the top on wave 5. But people start buying, it rallies, then we all have FOMO, everybody gets too excited, and it has to have a correction. So that's what an Elliott wave cycle is. So Bitcoin is on an Elliott wave 4 wave. So we can actually count. We can see what kind of a correction is happening inside of that wave 4. And in this case, we have a few different types of corrections. The very first correction we're going to be looking at here today is called a regular flat pattern. And basically, the regular flat pattern looks like this. You get an A wave, a B wave that tests the resistance of 0, and then you get a C wave that comes back down and tests support of wave A. Now, I was originally looking at this pattern as a running flat because this B wave goes slightly above, but when it comes down to Elliott wave theory, and really any trading strategy, support and resistance is a zone. So I actually am perceiving this now to be a regular flat as opposed to a running flat, because it makes a lot more sense than a running flat right now. And the reason it makes more sense than a running flat is because wave C on a running flat would have stopped more up here. We probably would have stopped closer to 33K, which was my first count, right? That was the first way that I was looking at this. But now with future price action here, we've got this kind of capitulation event where everybody's panic selling. We can adjust our wave count, new market information, and determine what's the highest probability Elliott wave count, right? And every single market cycle has 5 waves up and some type of correction. If you don't believe me, you can go look and you can do back testing on these markets, and you'll consistently see that there is always 5 waves up and an ABC correction on every single time frame. So does Elliott wave theory work? Yes. In fact, if you go to the Wikipedia page, it's not called Elliott wave theory, it's called Elliott wave principle, because this is law. Think of it like gravity, right? Market cycles is a rule, a law. And so Elliott waves are just a way of mapping out that market cycle. So as you can see, we have 5 waves up here since that 3K bottom in December of 2018. And now we have a regular flat correction up here. So we have horizontal resistance and we have horizontal support in this area. Now what's really cool, you guys, is if we take this, we can count the subwaves. If you look at this regular flat pattern, it says A, B, and C, right? Well, there's also the subwaves inside of there. So we get an A, B, and C down, and we can adjust this into a primary cycle like that. So now we have the primary wave, A, B, C, correction. And now we're counting the subwaves, right? Those little baby waves inside of there. So let's do A, B, and C back up. And we'll drop this down to like a submicro. Okay. So now we have, in between the 5th wave and wave A, we get ABC down. And in between A and B, we get ABC up. So look at that, ABC down, ABC up. Alrighty. And you guys, this is pretty simple stuff. You know, when I started learning Elliott wave theory, I was like, cool, this is kind of like basic addition or subtraction. This isn't trigonometry or algebra. Like, Elliott wave theory is so powerful because of how simple it is. And as the market gives new information, it's like putting a puzzle together. Every single time the market moves, instead of getting more scared, it gives you more data, more information that falls in line with more rules, and your confidence increases rather than decreases. So it's really powerful, you guys. Then from B to C, we get 5 waves down, right? There should be a 5-wave impulse. Let's see if that's true. 1, 2, and look at this. 3, 4, and a 5th wave impulse. Now, at the completion event of any correction, whether it's an ABC correction or a triangle correction or whatever, when a correction completes is going to be the maximum point of fear and FUD. So your homework this week is to go see if you can find a lot of people that are scared or a lot of people that are calling for massive 80% corrections in Bitcoin, or go see if you can find some FUD articles, some news articles, trying to scare people away or using language that is based in fear rather than let's keep a logical mind about this. Because the honest truth is that any single market that drops 56% that is healthy, that's very key. A healthy market, which Bitcoin is a very healthy market, is very likely to see at least a bounce, right? Relief from that type of a drop. And so at the completion event of a correction, when you see a lot of people saying, oh, there's going to be a massive drop, we're going straight for 15K, or we're going to go to 6K per Bitcoin, or this is the beginning of a bear market, double top, all of those types of narratives, that is a result of fear and FUD. It's not generally a result of logical thinking or applying the rules of technical analysis to trading. So you guys, Bitcoin looks very good. inside of this regular flat pattern. And I suspect that this correction is completed here as we've tested this major horizontal support. Now we're going to be running over some of the altcoins as well to go a little bit further on what's going on with the whole market. But for now, let's finish counting Bitcoin here on the big picture. So I'll remove these yellow lines so we can see a little bit better. And I am going to remove the subwaves as well. Right? We don't need those now that we've counted them, now that we know what's going on. So this is our regular flat correction on Bitcoin. Correcting inside of a horizontal support. We have the subwave count and everything required for that. Also, as you saw before, we clearly had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up. So for us to have an ABC correction right here falls perfectly in line with Elliott wave theory and all of the rules applied there. So if we take the bigger picture count of what's going on, you guys, we can go ahead and do a 1, 2, and then look. We now have a 3 and a 4 wave. And what I've been talking about in these videos continually on my channel through this whole corrective pattern is that we're preparing for an Elliott wave 5th wave. Now, if we go to Google and we type in Elliott wave, not flat correction, but we just type in Elliott wave, right? You'll see, Elliott wave principle on Wikipedia. But if we go over here and we zoom into just an example of an Elliott wave chart, you'll notice that there's wave 1, wave 2, then 3, and wave 4 doesn't stop. Wave 4 cannot go below wave 1. It breaks the rules of Elliott wave theory for wave 4 to go below wave 1. What does that mean? If this wave 4 was to test the levels some people are calling for, like 9,000 per Bitcoin or 10,000 per Bitcoin, it would break every single rule of Elliott wave theory. But instead, you'll notice that wave 4 actually stops above wave 1. In fact, there's a Fibonacci relationship for wave 4. So what you can do is you can type in Elliott wave Fib rules. The coolest thing about all of this trading stuff, and you guys, if you want to learn it quickly, stay till the end of this video because I do have a very special opportunity for you. But the cool thing about learning this stuff is you can go to Google and you can learn a lot for free. Or you can go watch my videos and see what you can learn from them, And also, you'll learn a lot from watching my videos. This is a trading journal. You can go back and see every single mistake I made. See where I got too euphoric, see where I got too scared or anything like that. You can learn a lot watching my videos here. And I've gotten a lot better over the years, so you can see that progression too, which is useful for anybody trying to learn this. It helps you guys understand that you're not going to learn it overnight. Anyways, so there's rules. Wave 4 stops between 382, 50%, and 618 of, that's where wave 4 stops, okay? So let's go ahead and measure 618 level. This is, let me go ahead and make this a macro. I'm actually going to delete the ABC since we're just focusing on the bullish count here, and we're going to put this as a primary cycle. And you guys, this 5th wave, I just have this stopping at 100K. I've been calling for 100K per Bitcoin for years now on my channel. But I do have a different target for the VIP members. This is just my public target that I feel comfortable sharing with you guys here. So as you can see, 1, 2, then we have 3 and 4, right? A 3 and a 4 wave. Where is wave 4 supposed to stop? This .618 Fibonacci level. 0.618 Fibonacci is being perfectly tested. Now, another important thing when you're learning trading is to buy support and to sell resistance. There's a lot of good books out there to learn trading. I do have a completely free ebook too. You can always join the Discord and direct message me for it, where I teach a lot of the stuff I learned. But if you buy like financial technical analysis of the financial markets or any of the most popular trading analysis books, the very first thing they teach you is to buy support and sell resistance. The 618 level is not only a major horizontal support because we tested it last June, but it's also a Fibonacci support level. So I am getting very excited. As I said at the very beginning of this video, I could not be more excited to be sitting in front of this computer screen, sharing my analysis with you guys in these markets. So as we're testing the 618 level, I suspect us to see a strong reversal, and this is going to be the type of reversal that actually causes a lot of short squeezes. If you notice on my Twitter, I've been saying, Bitcoin's in its bottom, Bitcoin's in its bottom, Bitcoin's in its bottom. We're going to see a short squeeze. We're going to see a short squeeze. Now, understand, when I trade these markets, I'm always looking on 8-day, 1 month, or something like that. So if I'm calling a bottom on Bitcoin and on a smaller time frame, there's a slight drop lower, understand that we may be looking at different time frames, just to be aware. Now, let's go ahead and look at market cycle. Now, there's a lot of examples of what a market cycle looks like. This is a Wall Street cheat sheet. I use this one a lot. I also use this one a lot. It's the same thing. It's just, two different people making their own version of the same thing. But this shows the psychology of the market, the human emotion at that time. And if we go down here, there's actually another example of a market cycle chart. It's this one. And if we click on this one, shout out to visualcapitalist.com for making this awesome chart here. It's another market cycle example. It shows early accumulation, shows the markup phase, the distribution phase, and the decline phase. Now, in the last decline, or the late decline edition of this cycle, the downward momentum is still present. Declines can come rapidly, but so too can violent short squeeze rallies, particularly after bad news is reported. What does that mean? That means that as we're having a violent drop, that is indicative of the completion of a market cycle, of the bottom of a market cycle coming into place. Now it says particularly after bad news is reported. Like I said, your homework this week is to go see if you can find bad news, meaning that a short squeeze rally happens after bad news is reported. What is a short squeeze? A short squeeze is when so many people are short, when the majority of the market is short because they think it's going to go lower. So instead of it going lower, because these markets create the max pain scenario, what ends up happening is it goes the other direction. It goes up instead of down, because all of those people that are getting in short positions and expecting it to drop lower, they have to be shaken out of the market. It has to cut them out. These markets are brutal. If you want to make money in them, you got to have the spirit of faith. You need to be able to buy that type of fear instead of selling it, because the majority is going to be selling or shorting that type of fear. So I do expect a short squeeze coming in Bitcoin, you guys. Everything is falling perfectly in line with my analysis, and this is what I primarily see happening in the markets. If we get future price action in this market, will I make another video to update you guys? Absolutely. I can guarantee and promise that I will be here for you guys to update you, especially while the markets are undervalued, because that's when I get excited. That's when I get the most excited, is during times like this. So watch for those updates and watch for those videos. But you guys, Bitcoin is bullish. I'm not selling a dime. This is my view, my trading journal. I'm very excited, you guys. So let's take a look at Tron. We're going to be running over a few different altcoins. Tron is probably one of the altcoins I'm the most excited about right now, except for maybe BSV, Dogecoin. There's a lot of altcoins I'm pretty excited about right now, you guys. But Tron is a very, very good setup. Chili's, there's so many good setups, you guys. So let's go ahead and open up Tron, and we're going to look at Tron under the IXIC. So this is a very, very important example of a market cycle. What were we learning about cycles? Well, they repeat. There's always 5 waves up and then a correction. Right? There's a form of consistency to these markets. So let's look here. See what we can learn today. All right, so on the top chart, we have Tron. On the bottom chart, we have the NASDAQ during the internet bubble. Now, we can do 1, 2, let's do an Elliott wave count here. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we get an ABC correction down, A, B, and C wave. Now let's take a look and see what happened with the NASDAQ. What did we get, you guys? We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up, just like Tron. Then we get an A, B, C correction down. Now what does the NASDAQ do again, you guys? The NASDAQ does another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up. And look at this, another A, B, C wave down, right? So that's pretty cool. And then it starts a huge bull market afterwards. Massive bull market. Now look at what Tron has done, you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up. Then what do we get? A, B, C wave down. So Tron looks so good, you guys. Right here on the NASDAQ, when we recovered after the 2008 crash and started one of the biggest bull markets we've seen in human history, is exactly like Tron today. And as I said, this is Elliott wave principle. This is based on law. These market cycles repeat. They are repeating their fractal in nature because the same math is uniform throughout nature. If you go find a seashell, and then you type in seashell fib, basically meaning Fibonacci, and I'm just typing extremely quickly, so forgive my terrible spelling in these videos, you guys. If you type in seashell Fibonacci, you'll see that there's a Fibonacci relationship, but the same is also true for galaxies. Right? Galaxies have a Fibonacci relationship. And so this is a uniform principle across life. It's the math of God being inherent inside of life. And so the fact that it appears in fractal in these charts as well is more of a signature of the law and principle that is uniform throughout life and existence. So that's another reason why it can give you such a degree of confidence, right? Where you can just get excited when other people are scared because you know what's actually going on, as opposed to the other people. So Tron, you guys, in my opinion, is headed into one of the biggest bull markets in human history. Very excited about it. So let's go ahead and check out a few other coins here to kind of show what's going on here in the market so you guys understand the types of patterns that we're seeing and some of the opportunity that is showing up inside of these markets. So Dogecoin, you guys, another project that I'm very, very big on. Dogecoin, we have a slightly lower low here as prices failed the 11 cents range and tested this horizontal support. Now, this was the lowest level of support that I had in my trading plan for Dogecoin to test. And the reason is because I buy very specific levels, and that just happened to coincide with one of the very specific levels that I buy in my trading plan, which my VIPs and mastermind members know a little bit more about than you guys do. But if you haven't seen my video on risk to reward, go check that out. I made it a few days ago. For any free viewer, it can literally put you ahead of the game, way ahead of the game in these markets. So you can see we have an A wave down to the 786, then we get a B wave that comes up just above the 618, and now we have our C wave testing this 88% fib level. If you guys were not here for some of the other corrections in these markets, or you've never seen a market cycle before, this is a great opportunity for me to show you what these market cycles look like. So as you know, if Elliott wave theory is a repeating situation, if it repeats itself, which it is, then you should be able to find other examples where the same thing happened, right? That's exactly what we see here. So here's Bitcoin on the bottom in 2015. This is when I first got into Bitcoin. It was not worth very much money at the time, just under $200. You can see we had an ABC correction on Bitcoin, and guess what level it tested? It tested the horizontal support level right here, just like Dogecoin did. Horizontal support. Not only did it do an ABC just like Bitcoin did, but both Bitcoin and Dogecoin both tested the 88% retracement perfectly. They both tested that level perfectly. So buying Dogecoin at 9 cents right now reminds me exactly like when I bought Bitcoin in 2015 for under $200. When I first started trading these markets, I had this idea in my head that I was just going to make a bunch of money while the whole mania was here, and then after that I'd be out and done and I wouldn't have to worry about it ever again. No, that's not the case. Instead, what I've noticed is that these markets have continually presented more and more opportunities that were just as good, if not better, as the opportunities of when I first got into this. So once you know the actual tools and resources for trading, instead of it being something that you can just make a lot of money and then leave and be like, oh, I made a whole bunch of money, I'm done with this, that was cool. No, it becomes a lifelong experience of you seeing opportunity over and over in these markets and seeing the same patterns occur over and over. So Dogecoin looks very good, you guys, but it's not the only coin. As you guys know, I'm pretty big on Wink as well. In previous videos, I've been talking about Wink. Guys, Wink is a prime example of a market cycle as well. If we take one more example of our market cycle chart and look here, as you can see, this gray dotted line at the bottom of the chart, see this? Right next to the thing that says takeoff, bear trap, return to the mean. That gray dotted line is called the mean. It's the lowest level of uptrending support. When you fall below the mean, it's called despair or absolute depression. And that is the point of maximum financial opportunity as a buyer. The best place to buy. This line right here is the mean with Wink. Let me go ahead and make this a dotted line. So you see that dotted line? And as we fell below that dotted line, we are now in what's called the despair phase or the depression phase of the market cycle. And you know what happens when we enter that despair, that depression phase? The public panic sells, while institutional money buys. It makes some type of a rounded bottom, and it actually recovers. And it recovers in such a way that people were like, how is that even possible? Right? They're like, what? It looked like it was dead. How did this market recover? It just broke the laws of physics. No, it didn't break the laws of physics. It abided by the rules and the laws of nature and of physics, which is exactly why everybody panic sold where they should have been buying. So let's look at another example of this exact pattern. Here is Digibyte in the last cycle. Here is the mean on Digibyte. The lowest level of uptrending support. Look what happened. The market falls below that uptrending support, goes all the way down to like the 88% fib level, the lowest fib level possible. It makes a rounded bottom. The public sells because it's despair, depression. They give up. They can't handle it. And boom, we go into a huge market cycle up. Woo, all the way up here, right? That's exactly what Wink is doing. But it's not only Wink. I mean, we have VChain, right? And the cool thing about technical analysis is some people are like, oh, I'm only bullish on this coin. I'm only bullish on that coin. The cool thing about technical analysis is it gives you a knowledge of the truth of what's really going on. And so we see a lot of people that are like, oh, I'm bearish on this coin right now. I'm bearish on that coin right now. Or they're bearish on certain coins because of fundamentals. But when you have technical analysis, you actually see just how many coins follow each other, right? They're all following each other. So here's our mean with VChain. We fall below the mean. Everybody's in depression, despair. And guess what VChain is doing right now? Testing major horizontal support, just like Dogecoin did, right? This little pattern down here. It already did on the smaller time frame. It did 1, 2, 3, 4, and a fifth wave up right here. Then we get a zigzag correction in ABC. So this is all a 1 and a 2 wave, you guys, in preparation for continuation as a result of that. Will it be easy to convince the public of this? No, in fact, they might try to crucify you if you're not careful. But from my perspective, I'm not going to sell. I'm going to buy. I'm going to accumulate. I'm going to get excited about these markets. I'm going to figure out any possible way I can get more money to put in, like any possible way. And I'm going to help teach and educate people about what's going on in my trading journal in these videos. Not financial advice, but my trading journal. And I say that not because I'm scared of what's going to happen in the markets, but because, I'm pretty smart. And it's wise to protect yourself in this world legally, right? But you guys, this 5-wave up, this ABC correction on VChain looks amazing. It looks incredible, you guys. I'm very, very excited about this market. I could go all day running over altcoins for you guys, and maybe I'll do a live stream as things start to pick up, as everybody starts to realize they panic sold the bottom. But you guys keep expecting videos from me, keep expecting updates. If you're interested in learning this stuff and mastering it, understanding the Elliott wave theory, the market cycles, being able to see beyond all the fear happening, sleep good at night, sleeping good at night is worth every single dollar you spent on the mastermind program. All right. So if that's something you're interested in, there's a simple Google form. All you got to do is apply below. I just hopped on the phone yesterday. My cousin Monson hopped on the phone yesterday. We're both happy to hop on the phone with you guys. If I'm busy, Monson will. If not, I'll hop on. But you guys, we just help you get started. Help you get inside of that mastermind program and show you the secrets that Wall Street uses to predict these markets, because they don't go teach this stuff publicly, and it's very rare. You can't find this stuff easily unless you know what you're looking for. Like I said, Google actually has a lot in Google Images, but you have to know what you're looking for. So I took all the stuff that I've learned since 2015 and compiled it down into the most effective trading strategy probably ever. This strategy is so crazy. In fact, we used to call it the magic bullet method. We used to have this little joke about it being, we're like, it's right. We're correct 77% of the time, 100% of the time. So if you want to learn the magic bullet method inside of the mastermind program, you guys click the form below and I'll hop on the phone with you and be happy to get you inside of that program. You can tune into your first session this Saturday. You do one every single Saturday, one in the morning, one in the evening. So if you're in Australia, if you're in the United Kingdom, if you're in America, who cares? I want to teach you how to do this. I want to teach you how to sleep at night, and I want to teach you how to wake up with profits in the morning. So apply below for that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today's video. I love and appreciate every single person that watches these videos, every subscriber, every Discord member, every hater, anybody that agrees with me, disagrees with me. You guys, we're all just trying to learn here. And this channel is to help share what I've learned over the years in my investing journey. So thank you guys. As always, stay profitable out there.